be installing this socket 8 board, which is an FIC S1662S board. You can do a dual Optane Pro board by installing a secondary socket in a VRM slot. I think it's a tie-in S1662, single motherboard. I also got all the cables here. PS2 mouse cable header, second COM port, primary COM, printer, IDE, or is it floppy? One of the two. Okay, this is what's floppy cable. This one's the hard drive cable. There we go. Also got some memory to go along with it. Some EDO memory. A couple of VRMs, so in case I want to do a dual one, I have a second one handy. The power to, let's see, the power bracket here, which I need to, I think I need to reorganize the pin on here, because I know the ground is like dead center on these boards, if my memory serves me right. So I'm going to change that pin layout for, there we go. So I wish I had another setup here for doing this, but unfortunately I'm out of ideas. So anyway, the one thing I'm going to have to do is get one of those adapter things to convert the 4-pin connection on here convert this one on here, because I have to buy some adapters to connect it to the power supply, which unfortunately I don't have any of those cables handy at the moment, which is rather unfortunate. See, there's one that plugs into two different spots. I believe these particular cables here are for ALR motherboards, if my memory serves me right. And like I said, on some motherboards, like a socket 7 motherboard, for example, it has the 4-pin header. I'm sorry, 3-pin header for a power for a fan. I know ground is dead center. And then it's 12 volts and then 5 volts. But my accuracy for power supply fans, for computer fans such as this one here, I know for a fact that I think I got that right, because I think like I said, I think ALR boards are the only motherboards in the world in existence that use the 3-pin. The ground was on the right side. Sorry, the right side. Well, pin number 1 is ground, according to this, and pin number 2 is 5. 4 is, I think that's 12. I think 12 is the, I'm trying to figure which one's 12. I can't remember exactly which one's 12 and which one is not 12. The only way I can tell is by the bottom of the hard drive, the silk screen. It tells you the exact voltage for those pins. Okay, so red is 5 and yellow is 12. Okay, I was a little bit off. Apparently, I reversed it. It's silly me. But, for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to set up the bracket. Gosh darn it. Set this up just a little bit at a time, because unfortunately, like I said, I don't have any other cables um, that connect to the power supply that converts from the 4-pin Molex to something like this. The only one I have, I cut off and sprung it onto another motherboard, another computer. And unfortunately, I don't have any on my power supply at the moment. I wish I did. So I'm just going to go install the heatsink compound. I have no idea where the heck I put that now. I have it somewhere. Where did I put it? These sag bags so it doesn't kill it, so I don't kill the board accidentally. So I'm trying to figure which heatsink compound I should use. There's one in this bag here, but I'm not sure. Let's see, it says heatsink compound. Yeah, that's thermal compound. Yeah, might as well use this. I use this ones on a lot of my builds. Come on, focus. Phone's focus only works when there's light on the subject. There. Yep. I hate when the phone jumps. Come on. This phone's focus never wants to work. Yeah, put it close and it works for a second and then it just goes away. There we go. Arctic Silver 5, I've had this for a number of years. And of course the tip slipped off somehow. So I'm trying to figure out if I should use this. Or use this one here. Might as well keep this one as a spare for future builds. Because I'm running low on this one anyway, so I figure I might as well use the rest of this. I know what you're going to say. Why would you put something like that on there? Well, to be honest here, and usually when I do thermal paste, I always smear it around the whole thing. That was a good piece of cardboard here. And just rub it around just a little bit. And be careful when you do something like this, folks. You do not want to score or damage the power supply of the processor in the process, no pun intended, of doing something like this. I'm gonna put a little bit more on there because that's not even enough on there. Like I said, I'm not really good at putting thermal paste on here, and it's plastic cold. Yeah, I might as well use the other stuff too. That's starting to dry up. I was going to go do a live stream on YouTube, but apparently it says I don't meet the eligibility requirements. Pish posh and tush tosh. He's using wire cards to. Yo, what's up? Apparently, I was going to go do a YouTube live stream, but apparently the website requirements, they changed it just recently. I have no idea why they did that. Yeah, that stuff's right too. Trying to do this with one hand and it's a pain in the buttocks. I'm going to set my phone down just a bit for here because it's hard for me to put thermal paste on here and use two hands while holding my phone with one hand at the same time. It's impossible. So I'm going to set my phone down real quick. You guys will be able to see everything in a bit here. Yeah, it's the board that I got from Alico Matrix back in December, so before Christmas, and I'm just starting to build this right now because I'm busy at the office every single day. Well, I have Tuesdays and Saturdays off, but right now I'm trying to get the rest of the thermal paste out of this damn tube, stinging tube here. And the one that's right here is totally dry. And I think it's because of it's been sitting in there for a long time. Like I said, it's hard for me to do this and use my phone, and I'm gonna hold my phone at the same time. I get hand cramps if I hold my phone for far too long. There we go. Now you guys will be able to see the action. And this is the thermal paste I'm using. Unfortunately, it's bone dry right now. I did get some out, but it's not enough to cover the whole thing. I put silicone grease in this thing, but I don't want to change it. And I'm out of thermal paste. Well, let's just find it. use something else to smear it with. I have a receipt here from McDonald's. I can use this to smear it because the cardboard didn't do a good job with it. Because unfortunately I'm out of thermal paste, and the one that came with the fans, it's completely bone dry. I think it's because of the humidity and everything, like the temperature changes must have made it dry completely. And I gotta go run to Micro Center someday to get some thermal paste because I really needed to do some preventive maintenance on my main desktop, which is over in the same area where this computer was at. Yeah, I just need to fill in the gaps. The fan itself, this is how the heat sink is right here. So if I put it like this way, it's enough to cover it, but usually I cover like the whole base right here, from this point on, all the way down to here. I just need to find a piece of plastic and just like something like warmer plastic to move. Actually, I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. To warm up a piece of plastic to smear it around. I'm trying to find a piece of thin plastic. The only thin piece of plastic I have are just Ziploc bags. The only thing I have are just Ziploc bags or anti-static bags, something like this, but edge of a CD case. Well, that's a good idea. I have a couple of CD cases that are falling apart anyway, so let's see, which one is the one that's falling apart? I always forget which one is the falling apart one. Yeah, this one's falling apart. Subsidy 2000. That one's falling apart anyways. Every time I like this edge right here at the end of the seam, or let me take this out of here. I gotta go get a new CD jewel cases anyways. Okay, so for the edge of the CD case, is it something like this right here that you see, or another spot? Because I don't want to use the wrong spot and cause like any havoc on the processor itself or the heatsink. Now I have a quick question. Do you recommend that I heat up the plastic just a little bit, or just leave it as since it's already room temperature? It's great, but it requires flash part just right like a knife on toast. So basically like spreading butter on toast. You know, I haven't thought about this before. Using something like this, part of this CD jewel case on the processor to smear around. I get used to using just just putting like one small dot of the heat spreader. This one spot here just needs a little bit, and I'll have to spackling wall or drywall thickness. Absolutely. I don't know how many drywall I had to patch in my house, for crying out loud. The one in my kitchen. Yeah, the one in my kitchen. I had to patch a couple of spots. That was not fun. I just have to get a little bit off here. tab right here. And spin it around some more, cause. Wait. Yeah?
What are you doing?
I was checking something. You need something?
Huh?
I said I was checking something.
Go downstairs and talk.
Oh, sorry.
Go!
Move it!
Oh, okay, cool. The fridge?
Yeah.
28 in the fridge?
On the top shelf says 7 shelf for about 32.
Oh, just put it down. Okay. Just want to make sure that they need it.
Are you okay?
Oh, you know what though? Add another, sprinkle some more, do another teaspoon at least of pepper and another teaspoon of dill. And some more garlic. Then we'll see, you know. Did you think, could you taste the dill?
I couldn't taste any spices, but that's just me.
I was wondering. Because you know, dill, I'm the one that likes dill.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to pause this real quick. I have to figure out how to do this. Alright, so I'm going to have to figure out how to pause this thing here. I never done this on my phone before. So, might as well stop the session here and I'll start back in a few moments here. Because I have company over. I completely forgot. So anyway, I'll be right back and there's what it looks like. Oh yeah, it is going to be a really nice DOS Windows 98, Windows 9X build. I'm going to be putting my Voodoo 3 3000 PCI in it. Best looking card in the world. So anyway, I'm going to stop this real quick and I'll come back in a while.